Welcome to the Rewards Master Live. And I am live from Zurich, Switzerland tonight, Nona and I. She's not making an appearance on camera, but you probably hear her voice because she just can't help but giving her 2 cents sometimes. So that's probably how it's going to work out. But let's see how many we have here so far. All right. It says that we have a few in here already, which is pretty awesome. And Nona, if you're going to watch it on your computer, you need to mute it.
I am.
Needs to mute it. That's a rookie move right there. That's a rookie move. Okay, yeah, we got 5 or 6 watching already. Good to have everybody in here. So let's go to the comments. I think the first one we have is Tampa Travel channel member. Good to have you in. Says evening, Bob. Evening. Good to see you, Tampa, and good to have you here. And Nona jumps in with hello, Nona. She's right there, but they can't see your hand if you're reaching that out. But yeah, we're kind of on the last leg of our multi-stage vacation that we've been on. Carlos is here, channel member, says good afternoon. Well, it's good evening in Zurich, Switzerland, because it's 10 o'clock here. So, but good afternoon to you, Carlos. It is 3 o'clock back in Mississippi, where we're from. So that's appropriate as well. Juan Garcia, good evening, Bob. Hey, Juan, who's a channel member. Thank you for that. Good to have you here tonight. All right, let's see. We got 20 people watching already. That's a really good number, but 9 people have hit the like button. So hit the like button if you would. That would be awesome. Let's see who else we have jumping in. The best name on YouTube, channel member, Stinky Monkey Baby. Hey, Nona and Bop, that horse meat special was something else. Hey, Nona, can you talk loud enough to tell them your disgust at my meal choices?
Yes, and tell Stinky Monkey I'm getting ready to reply to the message.
Yeah, she was just flabbergasted when I ordered that. So but I'm telling you, I've had how many steaks have I had on this trip? 5?
Yeah, probably.
I think I've ordered steak 5 times, and they've been good, including a Florentine steak. And the best steak I've had on this trip was the horse meat steak. I'm not kidding. It's really good. I mean, it was kind of medium rare, so tender you could almost cut it with your fork. It was so good, but it was worth it just to see the look on Nona's face when I ordered that. She was absolutely flabbergasted. So it was Stinky Monkey. I'm glad you enjoyed that little mini video for channel members. Um, Sat Strat, hey Rewards Master. In my humble opinion, I think Bitcoin the best form of credit card rewards because they double in value roughly every year. Yeah, I mean, I I don't have a lot of crypto, have a little bit, but they can double. But I think the bottom could fall out as well. So I don't know. To me, there's not been enough time to see if that's going to be a continuation or not. Historically, because we don't have a lot of history. But I'm not against it. I'm not willing to take that big a risk as my primary earning source. But I can see how somebody would think that for sure. Tulare, hello, Bop, and everyone else. Channel member, thank you, Tulare. Hello to you. And Strat, huge fan of BTC here. Okay. Bitcoin. Good. All right. Nona said to Stinky Monkey Baby, I know. I wasn't sure if I was going to stay at the table with him. Laugh out loud. Yeah, she was like, we were with a big group of people too. And they were all like, but then I cut off little pieces and gave it to them. And every single one of them said, if it wasn't horse meat, I'd think it was awesome. So, yeah. Yep. Bop tends to eat weird stuff. Let me tell you, the worst was squid ink pasta in Korea. Ooh, I had a squid pancake too, and that wasn't too bad. But the squid ink pasta, uh-uh, uh-uh, uh-uh. But I like everything. So Stinky Monkey Baby says to Nona, well, we can never say Bop isn't adventurous. Giddy up. Yeah, we were just horsing around, I mean, yeah, I was so hungry I could eat a horse, right? I mean, the horse puns just kept coming and coming. It was a blast. All right, so who do we got in here? Looks like we got 25 watching. That's awesome. 17 likes. That's a pretty high percentage. Thank y'all for that. 31 now, just updated. That's pretty good. All right. Well, what I wanted to talk about today, I don't have any slides or anything because, I mean, we just got back to our hotel. I mean, we're on this big vacation. We're kind of leading a group of people from church and we're having a great time together. And so just got back to our hotel, so I don't have time like to prepare slides and stuff. So y'all bear with me on that. But Nona and I have been, well, we're on like the other half. You know how you have a coin and we say, well, there's two sides to the coin. And generally when people use that expression, they're talking about opposites, right? Well, Nona and I, when we travel, that's exactly what it looks like, because sometimes when we travel, we are staying in boutique hotels. And oftentimes we're trying to keep it pretty cheap, because what we're trying to do is to use, as y'all know, I do not use hotel points unless I just have them. Like, we wanted a card, so we ended up with sign-up bonus. We got points, and then I'll burn them up. But I don't value hotel points. I never transfer to hotel points because I have lots and lots of money I have to get back on. I mean, we have most of the big annual fee cards, and almost all of them now have hotel credits. So I'm always trying to get back my money through those hotel credits. And one great way to do that is through boutique hotels, because if I book through the City Travel Portal or Capital One Travel Portal or whatever, we can often get like 2 nights. And if we're getting a $300 credit back, we can get the 2 nights for around $300 to $400. So it's a pretty good deal. So about part of the time, I was going to say half, but probably not half, but part of the time we're staying in boutique hotels like that, particularly when we take a group of people, because other folks don't want to pay for the Waldorf, for the Ritz-Carlton or Conrad or whatever we might be using certs for. So we kind of have to keep it affordable. So we stay in boutique hotels, which we don't mind that, but man, it is so hit and miss. And in this trip, we've seen that very hit and miss, because we're in one now that's pretty good, but boutique hotels they're odd. Like, this hotel is beautiful. I mean, the restaurant is beautiful. The lobby is beautiful. You agree, Nona?
Yes.
I mean, the decor is beautiful. The elevator area and the atrium is beautiful. The room's not bad. It's tiny, but it's not bad. But there's no plugs in this room. I mean, we're struggling to find a place to plug in. And then, like, we wanted to pour a glass of water. There's no cups in this room. There's no ice machine in this hotel. I mean, weird, So it's like I said, hit and miss. And then where we stayed in Como, we've never had a boutique hotel that was dirty or that had bugs or anything like that. And this one wasn't dirty, but it was just tiny. I mean, we had to squeeze to get around the bed. And Nona, she likes to sprawl out, so it was like, what didn't work well. The shower was not Bop size. I mean, I'm 6'2.5", and it was not Bop size. Let me tell you that. And then the shower, like, the water changed as far as the temperature and stuff like that. But the location was fantastic. It was right next to the train station in Como. We got there, we got off the train. We just went straight to our hotel 1 block away. Then today, when we came over to Zurich, we just walked to the train station. I mean, it was easy. So it's like a trade-off, right? And so we've had some of the best experiences in boutiques. And we've also had just like you got to be willing to adjust. You got to be willing to, be flexible with it. But then the other side of the coin is Nona loves her Conrads. And so we will use two methods. Sometimes we're using the big credits. What I mean by the big credits is not these little Delta stays, which we have some of that, or even the $300 credit with the City Strata Elite that you got to stay 2 nights with. Not that, but there are some, like the FHR credits, that we can stay 1 night and we can get $300 back. And then we get all those perks, right? So with those, we're trying to find the highest end hotel we can find to stay for 1 night and get back as much as we can. So Vegas works outstanding for that, because we stayed in the Cosmo. It was 287, got upgraded to a suite. It was awesome. got back the 287, right? And then we got $100 credit for food and beverage. And then also we got the free breakfast. I mean, it was awesome. So we're either doing that or we're using free night certs. And our free night certs are on the Hilton Aspire and now the Ritz-Carlton card. And the free night certs, we're trying there. The strategy is to stay in the most obscenely expensive place we can to use that cert. So there's like 3 different hotel strategies going on here that are all based upon paying and then getting back something or using a certificate. And all of them are very, very different, right? Does that make sense? So we got the boutique strategy, and then some parts of the year we're using the getting the big credits back, FHR. Think now home away from home would probably fit in that with Bill. And then we're using our hotel certs for other nights. So those are very different experiences, very different emphasis. So what I thought I'd do today is to compare. There are only, as far as I know, tell me if I'm wrong, there are only 3 super high-end credit cards for hotels. And those are the only ones I'm interested in. I mean, we do have the Hyatt card that we get that, category 4 cert. We do have the IHG card with what is it, 35 or 40,000 point cert. I used to have the Bonvoy Boundless card, but now it's a Ritz card. So, but we do have those, but that's not really what we're looking for anymore. We're looking for high end or credits we can use at boutiques. So that's kind of the spread, right? So I want to talk about the 3 high-end cards: the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card, Ritz-Carlton card from Chase, and the Hilton Aspire. Kind of do a little comparison. I did this in a video over a year ago, but the cards have changed some, and the sign-up bonuses have particularly changed some. And my knowledge and opinion of the Ritz-Carlton card has changed because now I have it, and I didn't then. So that's kind of what I'm going to discuss. Let's go back. Let's go back and see what comments we have here. Okay, let's see here. We got, okay, the last thing I think was Nona commenting on Stinky Monkey Baby's horse comment. Says, Stinky Monkey Baby says back to Nona, well, we can never say Bop isn't adventurous. Giddy up. Oh, yeah, I remember that horse joke. She says, for sure, even to my demise. Yep. You could be nice to me. I mean, come on. We've had a good vacation, right? All right. Stinky Monkey Baby, the cutie ink pasta is very popular near Venice, too. Is that what they call it? I just called it the black plate of death because that's what it looks like. It is so black and so glossy and so gooey, like macaroni and cheese. It's just, yeah. Nona says, I don't think he liked it when in South Korea. Yeah. And I like everything. Let me tell you, everything. But very seldom do I run across something like that. Satstrat says, Bitcoin is the best performing asset in all of human history. It's been that way for 17 years. Okay. Mike Newland, good afternoon, everyone. Good to have you here, Mike. Good friend of the channel. Spreadsheet Warrior, which is my highest level of membership. Great guy. Thank you for being here, Mike. Vicky Arnold says, hello, Vicky. Good to have you here. Family Travel John says, just booked the Waldorf Los Cabos. Oh, that one's on our list. You've heard of the Los Cabos. That's where our daughter went, remember? Awesome. That's the one that has the plunge pool in every room. Isn't that right? Plunge pool in every room. We're excited. Aspire free night cert, 1,700 nightly rate, paid 0. That's one of the reasons I love that Aspire card. It is amazing. Stinky Monkey Baby. So you're saying these boutique hotels are not an upgrade? Oh, you're following Mike Newland's example, Stinky Monkey Baby. I mean, you're jumping in on the everything is an upgrade or not an upgrade. You guys are going to get me in trouble with the Delta people. If we're not careful, that's what's going to happen. Okay. Isaac says, hey, I'm going to be renting soon, and my landlord only accepts checks or money orders. I remember you saying you tested it. How did the check way work out? Okay, I tested it on my mortgage, and it worked out fine. It takes longer. It takes about 7 days. So make sure you do it way in advance. And I would run a test case. I would run, if you have a rent, I don't know what your rent is, but I'd send $25 and then just pay the difference to your landlord, once it comes through, just to check it out. That's just the way I work, is I'm always trying to, find ways to make sure things are going to work right. So I did test case. I did 2 test cases. I did test case with the check as a backup, and then I did a test case with just the regular pushing it through from build, and both of them worked out just fine. The pushing it through worked faster. That one, but that's with a mortgage, so I can't say for rent, but that's kind of been my experience, Isaac. Okay, Family Travel John, plunge pool in every room. Yep, that's the one I'm thinking of. That's on our list. Nona says, John, I can't wait to go there. Let Bob know if you like it. All right. I want you to let me know if you like it. Sleepy Rod, have you got any upgrades with AA so far this year? What would your grade your upgrade offers this year? I have gotten 2 upgrades when I was still, because I was still Platinum Pro until the end of March. And so it's just been April that I've just been Platinum. With Platinum, though, I will say Nona and I were 2 and 3 on the upgrade list when we were flying out to New York. 2 and 3. That was an early morning flight, 5 a.m. No, 6 a.m. Was it 6 a.m.? It was a 6 a.m. flight. We were 2 and 3 on the upgrade list. So that was kind of, we didn't get it, but we were there. And I did, though, get 2 in March before I went down to Platinum. So 2 out of, I guess I had been, say 10 or so. So yeah, maybe 20% of the time. 20% of the time. Okay, Mike says, sounds like we have an upgrade conversation coming, Rewards Master. Yeah. Always with the upgrades. That's right. Way again. So Nona says, Saturday strat. So what do you think? What do you do with the Bitcoin? So, okay. All right, let's go to discuss some of the cards. Okay, so of those 3 cards, I have not had the Bonvoy Brilliant. Now, when I say I've not had it, it's not because I've not applied. Excuse me. It's not because I haven't applied. I applied about 2 months ago, and because I am stuck in pop-up jail, I got denied. I think Nona could get approved, and we might do that. I'm just not sure. We've got to test our free night cert with the Ritz-Carlton first, because it's in essence got the exact same free night cert. But the Bonvoy Brilliant is an interesting card to me. It's very expensive. It's $650 a year. But there are some things I like better about it than I do the Ritz-Carlton. The first is you get a sign-up bonus, of course. And I think it's up to 200,000 Marriott points right now, which that's a significant sign-up bonus. I mean, if you figure you can get, there are some pretty high-end hotels you can get for about 100. So if you do the spend, you're going to have about 220 or so. You should be able to get 2 nights at a Ritz-Carlton or a St. Regis or something. And those nights might be 800 plus. So that sign-up bonus is worth a minimum of $1,500 probably if you use it right, maybe even more. So that's a pretty good sign-up bonus. That's one advantage over the Ritz. The other thing is, of course, it has a $650 fee, but really it's knocked down pretty easy to $350 because the $300 credit you get back for dining is pretty easy to use. I mean, you just make sure you carry that card in your wallet or put it in your Apple Wallet. And the first time you eat out every month, you choose that card. And then you're going to get to $25 back every month. So that's easy. But then the $350, well, you really got to think that the priority pass is valuable. And then you got it, because we're not even going to talk about multipliers, because multipliers to me on cards that are hotel cards are like an irrelevant conversation. These are not spend cards. These are perks cards. But you do get, of course, that priority pass. But who that's deep in this game doesn't already have multiple priority passes? So to me, that was totally discounted and irrelevant. But then you get the free night cert of $85K. And then you can of course top that off to 100,000 points. And then you get a status with them that's pretty significant, which is the platinum status. Now I haven't used it, but from everything I've researched, is that will get you upgrades, that will get you some lounge access in a lot of places, and that will get you breakfast in a lot of hotels. So is that worth the $350 that you're not able to offset? That's where I'm struggling with it, because the real kicker for me, what I'm wanting from it, would be the platinum status, to get the upgrades, to get the lounge access, all of that kind of business. So that's kind of where I would be with it. That's the Brilliant card. Am I missing anything in my evaluation of it? Because like I said, I don't have it. It's the one of the three I haven't had. So I want to be fair in my evaluation. All right, let me go back to comments. We've got 57 people watching and 29 have hit the like button. So if you haven't done that, please hit the like button. Okay. A-tier channel member says, joining late, but excited to hear all that you're up to. Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. Probably the funnest part for me was eating the horse steak and Nona freaking out about it. But yeah, we've had a lot of great times. We've been on Lake Como. We did a tour of Bellagio and we went over into Switzerland. It was awesome. We had some fantastic food there in Como. Before that, we were in Milan. We went and saw the Duomo. Is that what you call it? We went over and saw the big castle, the Castile. We saw just toured the city, had a fantastic time. And then we went on the Bernina Red train back from St. Moritz, rode a bus up there, rode the Bernina Red train back. What magnificent views. So yeah, we've had a fantastic time. Now we're in Zurich. Tomorrow we're going to the Lindt Chocolate Factory, and Nona's probably going to get some chocolate, I'm guessing. So that's part of what we're going to do. Then we're going to ride the boats up and down the river here. Just got a great day planned. And then Tuesday we're heading back to the States, flying Swiss business class. And we came over on Emirates business class. We've already kind of done all our footage of that. We'll have some reviews out on both of our channels soon, on Emirates business, and then of course on Swiss too. So that's kind of been our trip. Family John says to Nona, I'll have a full report for you guys after. Sounds great. We're looking forward to it, because like I said, that place is on our bucket list. Nona says perfect. Sleepy Rod says, ooh, Marriott points. Yeah, are good. Did I tell y'all, I think I mentioned this in my live the other day, that I went to buy tickets to Zurich, and they were kind of expensive, like $100 each for train tickets. And I went to use my Bilt card, denied. I went to use my Prestige card, denied. And Prestige isn't a good card to use for that, but it's just what I had right there. And then I used my Ritz-Carlton card, went through. So I'm going to get some Marriott points for that. Ugh. But I think it was their machine, because I haven't had any denials anywhere else. No issues at all with any of my cards. But that I'm going to get some Marriott points there. Mike Newland says, but would you care about sign-up bonuses when all you book is on cash and certificates? No, I don't, but I like them. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take 200,000 points that are points I don't value very highly, because they're 200,000 points. It's still 2 free nights in a nice hotel. So no, I don't value it high, but I'll take it. And the other thing about points is I can just stick them there in my account until I need them. I don't have to deal with these are for the calendar year business that I do on the other stuff. Sleepy Rod, I would just get another Aspire for the free night cert. Yeah, that's on the list too. It's on the list too. Nuracan, good afternoon all. Good to have you, Nuracan. Great to have you here. Big Kev says, Mike Newland, what's up? Mike says, spend that money, Nona. No. Points. Mike, she spends my points. Let's be clear about this. Let's take that money word out of there and put in the points word, because she knows how to spend my money too. So we got to be cautious with that. Okay, JS says, one of the best benefits of Marriott Platinum for me is guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout. That's very handy for an evening flight. JS, let me ask you, is it guaranteed 4 p.m. or is it up to the hotel's discretion? Because I've heard reports about this, but I don't want to make an assumption on that. So let me know. Rob from Rob Nupper Studio says, hello. Good to have you here, Rob. Nona says, and his money. Yeah, that's true. That's how she thinks about it. So, all right, we got 59 watching. 34 have hit the like button. Remember, if you hit that like button, especially if you haven't subscribed, if you subscribe to the channel, or if you do any kind of super chat, super sticker, membership, anything like that, all helps the channel as far as getting more people in here. We got 57. That's a pretty good number to get going. We're less than halfway through the live, so that's pretty good at this point. All right, so that's the Bonvoy Brilliant. Haven't had it, tried to get it. As I said, stuck in pop-up jail, so it didn't work. Now, when it comes to the Hilton Aspire, Nona and I were talking the other day, and I think, how many times have we used that free night cert?
No,
3?
at least
So we used the free night cert the first year.
in New York,
We used it in New York at the Conrad in New York.
and then we used it in Fort Lauderdale,
We've used it in Fort Lauderdale, and we used it at the Waldorf in
Rome.
Rome. So yeah, we've used it 3 times. And so that means we're on our 4th year of having the Hilton Aspire, and no regrets. I mean, I try to get, retention bonuses, but I'm not canceling the card. That card pays for itself. So the Hilton Aspire card, if you don't know, it gives a clear credit, which I do use. Now we also have other clear credits that I don't have Nona hooked up with Clear yet, so we need to get that done. But I don't use Clear a lot, but it's free, so that's fine. It also it gives, as far as giving you money, but it's $550 a year. It gives you Hilton Diamond status. Now, until recently, Hilton Diamond status was the highest status Hilton had. Now they have this Diamond Reserve above it. But some people are concerned, like, well, that card got devalued because now it's not the highest status. Well, no, I wasn't even upset about that, because I mean, their criteria for reaching that Diamond Reserve, those people deserve to be considered first. I mean, if you stay that many nights in a Hilton, then yeah, you should get the upgrade over Nona and Bop. I mean, it's just a fact. So it doesn't bother me. I don't think there's going to be that many reserves there at the hotel. So to me, that's still a great status, because it gives you, of course, the same thing as gold. You get that food and beverage credit or free breakfast overseas. And that has been outstanding. And some places, if you have diamond status, they have a separate menu, separate food for diamond status members. You also get upgrades. And we have found in the US, it's not that impressive, but we have found overseas, the upgrade chances are very, very high. In fact, have we ever not been upgraded at a Hilton overseas? I think every single time we have been. Yeah, every time we've been upgraded and been very impressed with our room. And so you get a free night cert that's good every year. I think it used to be even the first year when you first get the card. I think it's still that way. But you get a free night cert that's good at any hotel with a standard award availability in the world. Like was just said, it's being used in Cabo at a $1,700 hotel night. There is no free night cert that even comes close to Hilton free night certs. And you get one for free on a $550 card. But you also get 2 extra credits, and those credits are super valuable. The first is you get a credit for your flights, $50 every 3 months. Now, this is very different than the credit you get with other Amex cards, like the Platinum card, which is a incidentals credit. So if you're going to use that for airfare, the incidentals credit, you got to kind of find a loophole, right? Not with the Aspire card. It is good for anything airline related. I mean, you can buy, and I've done it. You can buy tickets with it. You can buy sometimes gift cards with it. You can buy a lot of things, and it codes right, which is awesome. And so that's very, very good. Then you also get a $400 broken up to 200 and 200 first 6 months, second 6 months, a $400 resort credit. Now that's hard for somebody in Mississippi to use, but we always find a way to use it, because if you go to Vegas, there's a lot of resorts there. I mean, from where we are, if you go down to the Gulf Coast, there's a lot of resorts there, and that can be used for your room rate. So Nona and I will often go and stay one night in a nice resort that's $300 or $350 a night, and we'll get back 200 of that. And we do that. I mean, it works out great. And so, like, a good example was the Conrad Abu Dhabi is a resort. We stayed 2 nights, $151 a night, so $302, and we got back 200 from that credit. So that was all, and it was an amazing hotel, amazing. So that's $400 of easy money. It can be used for dining at the restaurants, at the resort, all of that. So the Aspire, how much do you get back for that free night certificate? And with the credits that already pay you back more than the annual fee, plus you get the certificate. I mean, I figure we're getting minimum $1,500 back in value for the $550 we pay for the card. I think it's one of the most amazing cards there is. In fact, right now, if I were to list my 3 most valuable cards in my wallet, number 3 would be the Aspire card. Number 2 would be my Prestige card, and which nobody can get anymore. And number 1 would be my Built Palladium card because of just the value it brings. So it's in the top 3. It's a great, great card. So that just leaves the Ritz-Carlton. I'll get to that in a minute after we get to comments. Before I get to any other comments, though, I want to point out Points Dexter 73 channel member gives a $9.99 super sticker super chat. Thank you, Points Dexter. Appreciate that. He says, good afternoon, Bob. Buy Nona a gelato out there. Enjoy. We haven't found any gelato. Oh, by the way, Nona has had how many gelatos on this trip?
Well, when we were in Italy, we haven't found much here.
Maybe 9? Maybe?
No.
You don't think? How
Don't
many?
be judging me.
No, okay, no judgment, no judgment. She's had a few gelatos in Milan and in Como, but we haven't found any in Zurich yet. But we've just kind of been today around the train station and eat great restaurants, by the way, though. But man, oh man, this place is spendy. Have you been to Zurich, Switzerland? Spendy. I mean, it's high. It's high. But it's been really, really good food. Thank you, Points Dexter. Appreciate it very, very much. All right, let me get back to some of the comments that I missed. We saw that one. Rob Knopper's here. Good to have you, Rob. And his money. JS says, I've never gotten refused 4 p.m. so far. Okay, that answers the question. Good to know. Whoopa says, hi, did you get the Surplus first or the Aspire? We got the Aspire straight out the gate. The spending $15,000. I did have, let me say this though, I did have the Hilton business card back when the business card had the $15K spend and you got the free night cert. So I was spending the $15K on that card and getting the free night cert. I remember the year we had that. Remember, Nona, we stayed at the Conrad New York for 2 nights. So we used 2 free night certs there. I think we didn't get the best value that year. I think it was like $600 a night or something. Still good value though. But no, we've just we have not had the Surpass. We've just had the Aspire. And so we'll see how that strategy works in the future. But I think the Aspire gives such incredible value that the $550 annual fee doesn't bother me. Nuracan, Aspire is a great card. Have 2 of them now waiting until the end of the year to get the 3rd Aspire by upgrading the Surpass. Trying to align the free night certs on all 3 Aspires around the same time. Yeah, that's an important thing to do. So that's why right now we're not going to get Nona's, because we have to wait almost a year to get her next one. And so if we get that, then we're going to, we'll be able to hopefully align them very close together so they expire about the same time. That's what Nuracan's talking about. Wait again. So Nona says, I love gelato. Yeah. She loves gelato. Right. Mike Newland is gifted 10 Rewards Master memberships. Thank you, Mike. You're so supportive of the channel. I appreciate it very, very much. Matt Clausen, if you haven't seen Matt's channel, he's like the guy in the know on all the newest credit card news. So check that out. Matt, good to have you here. Big Kev became a YouTube channel member. All right, Big Kev, 151. Great to have you on board. Hope you enjoy go back and watch the little 2-minute video we did yesterday on our horse meat experience. I think it's funny because Nona's so disgusted by it. Nuracan, I was able to prepay for incidentals next year, April 400 total for Conrad Bora Bora. So you pay ahead, then you pay when you're there. Yep, you can use both credits at the same time. Good deal. Conrad Bora Bora, you got to let us know about that. By the time we stay there, I'll have at least 1,200 in Aspire credits. Love this card. Yeah, it's awesome. Sleepy Rod, you need to do a video on the best Hilton free night search you've used. Yep, yeah. The best one so far has been the Conrad Fort Lauderdale. You think so?
Yes.
Nona loves the Conrad Fort Lauderdale. She loves it. And it was Uncle Luke that put us onto that one, by the way. Matt Clausen had to mention City updating the AT&T card today. Yay. I'll have to check that out, Matt. Rob Knopper says, would you rather have more surpasses to earn free night certs through spend or more Aspires, which would cost more? But you could put your spend towards airline point earning cards. Yeah, I would rather have Aspires. That's just me, because the $550 annual fee, there's an opportunity cost of not getting my airline points, and the $550 annual fee, I'm getting it back because I'll use it to buy airline tickets, because I buy work airline tickets and get reimbursed. So, I mean, I can always use those kind of certs. And then also, I mean, we're going to use those resort credits, because even if we're at a resort and it's paid for, we got to eat, and it works for that. So I would rather than having to put my spend on a surpass to get the certs, I'd rather have Aspires. That's just how I look at it, at least. All right, how many we got anyway? 73 people watching. That's a good number. 40 have hit the like button. So if you haven't done that yet, please do so. Thank you for those who've gifted memberships, those who've given super chats, super stickers. That all helps the algorithm. Okay, the last card in the lineup I wanted to talk about a little bit is my newest card, and that is, one of my newest cards, which is the Ritz-Carlton card. So I've had the Bonvoy Boundless card for like maybe 8 years or something like that, a long time. And we always just use the free night cert and don't think much about it, usually for a positioning flight or something like that. I think the last time we used it was in the Westin in Memphis when we were getting on a flight the next day. Isn't that right? Yeah, which is a fine hotel. It's on Beale Street. It's fine. It's nice. But that was a 40K cert. It's just okay, but we can't stay in the kind of places we want to with these cards. So been hearing all this about the Ritz-Carlton card. I don't care anything about Marriott points. I don't really need, I know it's the greatest, card you can have for lounge access. Not to me, because I have the Prestige card with the old Priority Pass that gives me guests and gives me restaurant access. So I don't care about that. But I have heard good things about like customer service and stuff. So I went ahead and bit the bullet and upgraded to it. It's $450 a year. You get a $300 travel credit, which I will say is very easy to get your money back from. And so that only leaves 150 left over. And then you get an 85K free night cert that can be rounded up to 100,000 with Marriott points. Now, the earnings, again, irrelevant. But I will say we have not used that free night cert yet because it's not hit my account yet, unless it just hit my account today. Because this is around about the right time when it's supposed to, because I had called them to see when that was going to happen. In fact, I'm going to check right now. But as far as using the free night cert, we haven't had the ability to do that yet. And we just don't know how to evaluate it because we've not used it as of yet. Let me see. Where do I find my free night awards? Yeah, 85K. It hit my account. So now we have it. And our plan for that certificate is on our trip this fall in Hong Kong. We're planning to stay at the JW Marriott in Hong Kong and to do a review of that hotel, to, just see what it's like, see what that Marriott Gold status gets us, which probably won't be much, but overseas, you never can tell. So we're going to see. And I think that definitely this card is worth it. But let me tell you one thing about the Ritz card that has blown my mind. Customer service. I have never seen anything like it. And I have good customer service with Citi because of the Elite card and the Prestige card. I have great customer service with the Platinum card with American Express. But I'm telling you, and people can argue this all they want, But if you haven't had the Ritz card, you don't know. I didn't know. I was ignorant and in the dark. But the customer service on that thing is just mind-blowingly good. It is like you are Elon Musk calling, because I've done it a couple times now. You call the number on the card and you can count to 10 10 seconds. And the phone's going to ring once, maybe twice, and you're not going to go through a menu. A human being is going to answer that call, and they're going to speak, and you'll be able to understand them. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I got to say that. I mean, I just wish the card was an earner. Then it would be like the bomb.com. I mean, it'd be awesome. It's not an earner, so that's just a fact. But what I'm putting on it is I'm putting my taxes and fees for flights on that card. So I put maybe I haven't used it all yet, maybe $125 of taxes and fees for some of our flights over in Asia on the card. And I called the next day, maybe 2 days. And I called, again, they picked up on one ring. Nona was in the car with me when I did this. I mean, they picked up on one ring, and I said, hey, I just made some charges for, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I made some charges for a flight that we're taking. Can you take that off of there for me with my credit? Oh, that's no problem, sir. That's taken care of. It was that easy. And it was gone the next day. It is awesome. So that $300 credit, really easy. Because most of us in this game at this level, we have a lot of taxes and fees. And the other thing is the card has really good, I don't use travel protections, but I've got it on any flight that I pay those taxes and fees on, and they're the best travel protections in the game. Then you get that $85K that can be rounded up free night cert. And so overall, you get gold status with Marriott, big deal. But overall, I just think it's well worth the $450. It's a cool card for that. So I'm kind of liking it. So that's my overall evaluation. Now, I want to say this. I haven't evaluated. I don't know what it's like to use these certs. And we're staying at JW Marriott. And here's the downside. If this were my Hilton card and they had the same cert as the Hilton, we wouldn't be staying in the JW Marriott. We're staying in the JW Marriott because it's like 75,000 points. And it can go up to 100, right? If I just use some Marriott points, whatever. But here's the problem. The Ritz in that city is 119. The St. Regis is like 129. And that's kind of disappointing. I mean, it's a top level card. I want to be able to stay in a top level hotel night for a night. So, and then also it doesn't have that platinum status that the Brilliant has. So I don't know how that gold's going to work out. If you've used Marriott Gold overseas, let me know, because I'm used to Hilton Diamond and I'm a little afraid I'm going to be disappointed. So we're going to see. Rob also asked, how many Aspires would you ultimately want to carry? I think 3. I think 3 would be the sweet spot for us. Just off the top of my head. Daniel Turner, I'm with you. We're at 6 Aspires, dude. That is awesome. That is amazing. Sleepy Rod, Sean from the BS podcast has 9 Hilton Aspires. Lenora, can you imagine 9 free Conrad nights? Anyone in the world.
Wow.
I mean, we'd be going to the Maldives every year. I mean, or Bora Bora or something. That is amazing. Joe, NY Law, happy to be back. I'm at Courtyard, Albany, New York. Just here, work trip tomorrow. I was away a few weeks in a row and late now. I have Lake Como and Milan scheduled in August. Awesome. You're gonna enjoy it. And then he says to see your videos from there. Yeah, I hope you have a great time. We've had a fantastic time.
If he's willing to eat.
Yeah, Nona says, if you're willing to eat horse, I mean, watch that. Joe, you're a channel member, so you have access to that video. It's just 2 minutes long. Check it out. But she, it was a great meal, by the way. I loved it. Nona says, Joe, great to hear. We enjoyed doing the Bernina Red Train. It was pretty magnificent views. Nona also says, and the funicular in Como. Yeah, the greatest part of that is hearing Nona try to pronounce funicular. Funicular. Can you say it right now? She didn't like that comment. All right. Joe in Law gave a $2.99 super sticker. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Hope you have a great time in Milan when you come. All right. Nona says, I'll be posting several more videos. Those are coming out. If you haven't subscribed to Nona's channel, Away Again Travels with Nona and Bop, please do that. We're trying to build that up. How many subscribers you at now?
I think 155.
155. And she gets excited when she gets its subscribers. So if you haven't yet done that, I won't even be offended if you click off of the live for a minute, go subscribe to Away Again Travels, and then come back. That would be awesome. All right. Greg, 5876, channel member, says, had black ink pasta sauce in Venice. It was amazing. Okay.
I'll have to try that again.
Okay. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I guess I need more guts about that kind of thing.
You ate horse.
I ate horse, but not that. So, wow. A-tier says, I'm in hotels all the time, and my team stays in Hilton and Marriott. So the Brilliant gets me platinum. But I stayed enough on top of that to hit titanium last year. I also get United Silver. That is a really cool perk of a top-level status to me, United Silver status, because low-level status with an airline does have its perks, particularly not having to pay for those better premium. I mean, the better economy seats on United are so expensive if you don't have some status to just get it for free, even within the 24 hours. They're really expensive. Mike says, a lot better content on Away Again Travels. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Don't encourage her. Don't encourage her. All right. Vicky Arnold says, what's your wife's YouTube channel? It's called Away Again Travels with Nona and Bop, and there's a link in the description below. Vicky, you're going to make her happy if you just go over and subscribe. All right. A-tier. Oh, by the way, we're going to have some great bloopers at the end of some of these videos. Nona says some funny things.
I'm not that good at
it. You are good at it. You are good at it. You have some funny bloopers. That makes them even better. Nona says, thanks, Mike. Big Kev says, will do. And Nona says, thanks, Vicky. All right. Well, that's what I had to talk about. Like I said, I didn't have time to prepare anything because we're traveling. Just wanted to get something out since it is about the time I usually do it on Sunday afternoons anyway. So hope to get something out there. Let me see if anybody else have any comments before we wrap up. Any other things about either the Brilliant or the Aspire or the Ritz card? Like I said, I'm liking the Ritz card, but I'm going to wait and see how my stay goes. How's that gold status work overseas? I don't care about it in the United States. How does gold status with Marriott, does it get you anything overseas? Does it get you upgrades? I mean, that's kind of important. That'll kind of play into the value of the card. And then, that certificate, do you feel like the places you can use it for are valuable? So, all right. Let me see. Daniel Turner says, my wife is loving Away Again Travels. She loves benefiting from my points and miles earnings too. So somebody else has a wife that loves to spend your points. Okay. We're in the same boat. Vicky says, great job on YouTube. Heart. Thank you. Jessica says, hey, RM and chat. I also locked out of the Brilliant sub because I had the old SPG card that converted to a Bonvoy Amex. Yeah. Upgraded to Brilliant without sub for a trip to St. Regis, Bora Bora. Okay, how'd that work out? Did you get everything you hoped for? Rob says, finally got a $1,500 payout from the trip delay reimbursement with the CSR business. It pays for the annual fee and then some. Yeah, it does. That's awesome. Nona says, great to hear. I am not the only one. He finally has a hobby that I get to enjoy. I've had a few hobbies through the years, and she's never enjoyed any of them like she does this one. That's for sure. Jessica says, worth it for the free breakfast to upgrade to Overwater Bungalow. That card is paid for a few years. Yeah. Overwater Bungalow, I would say so. All right. You can be throwing in any last minute stuff. Nona says, Thanks, Mike. I try not to care and just have fun with it. Yeah, that's right. She's a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun. Big Kev, do you spend the 30K on the Aspire or just churn the subs? I don't spend the 30K on the Aspire. I just use the stuff that, the benefits it has. I do get a lot of subs, but I spend a lot on my earning cards because I have a bunch of 5X categories with City, and then now I have Palladium. So yes, I'm earning subs, but I'm also doing spend. And I think a lot of people who watch this channel probably are in the same boat. Going back through, I just want to thank Joe NY Law, $2.99 super sticker. Thank you, Joe, for supporting the channel. Big Kev 151 became a channel member, and good friend Mike Newland, even though he's a bigger fan of Nona than he is of Bop, still gifted 10 Rewards Master memberships. So thank you, Mike, for that. Always appreciate you. Points Dexter 73 channel member gave us a $9.99 super chat. Thank you for that, Points Dexter. And I think that's what we had as far as supporting the channel tonight. All right. Rob says, thank you. Thank you, Rob, for being here. We appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to log off and tell you all to have a great Sunday evening. Mike gives us a thumbs up. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. And we'll see you all next time.